SMART goals. I know we've all set goals. A lot of us probably at New Year's, we have those New Year's resolutions, or when you were graduating from college, or maybe when you finished high school, or maybe you're sitting at your desk and things aren't going well at work and you're looking for a job. So you start setting some new goals. We've all been in a place where we set goals, but this is a goal setting framework that I wanted to spend a little time talking about. And it's called SMART goals. And each of the letters in SMART stand for something. So the S in SMART says specific. Be clear about what you want to do. So when you're setting your goals, make sure you're specific. Be clear. Make it like giving directions to a friend so they know exactly where to go. So for instance, I'm the type of person, if I were on my way to meet you and I'd never been there before, you'd have to tell me, okay, go down 3 lights, make a left at the Popeyes, then pass the gas station, and then make a right into the parking lot. That's setting a specific goal. If you were to tell me directions and say, go east for 4 miles and then go west, I don't know about anybody else, but unless I have the little GPS in my car that changes from the W to the S to the E, I have no sense of direction as to whether I'm traveling north, south, east, or west when I'm in a car. I'm a landmark person. So I say all of that to say, when you're setting your goals, you should be using the same level of specificity. The next thing is M. Your goals need to be measurable. Keep track of your progress in a way you can see. It's like checking off items on a to-do list as you complete them. I don't know about anybody else, but I love a to-do list. Of course I would. I'm a planner. So I have a list and a checklist and a to-do list for everything. And nothing gives me more giddy than to put a check mark next to an item on my list. So that is how you measure your goal. So first of all, you're specific, and then you make sure your goal is measurable. The next thing you need to do is make sure the goal is achievable. Make sure it's doable. It's like setting a challenge for yourself that you know you can't tackle. So for me, I'll go back to this weight loss thing. Y'all, I've been trying to lose these same 50 pounds since the pandemic. I've started a few times, but just can't seem to tackle losing 50 pounds. And so I'm thinking it's because I've made the goal too large. That's the reason it doesn't seem achievable. We're going to talk a little later about breaking the goal down. So what I'm actually going to start working on is setting goals to lose maybe like 10 pounds and then another 10 pounds. So you want to make sure that the goal is achievable and something that you can tackle. The R is relevant. Your goal should matter to you. Your goals are personal. This is something that you want to achieve. It's like picking a goal that fits into your life and makes sense for what you want to accomplish. Someone earlier mentioned they wanted to get their PMP. Well, if you're not a project manager, then that's probably not a goal of yours if you're not interested in project management. If your goal is financial freedom, you're doing little things that work toward that goal of financial freedom. You're not online shopping on Amazon every night. You're not eating out at restaurants every day. You're not having DoorDash ring your doorbell every night. So if that is your goal, you're doing things that are relevant to achieving your goal. And lastly, time bound. Give yourself a deadline. One of the best ways to achieve a goal is to set a deadline. When you set a date to something, that's like saying, okay, I'm really going to do this thing because I've now set a date. Here's an example of a SMART goal. So let's say, for instance, you're on a team at work and a generic goal may be, I just want to increase the size of the team. Well, that doesn't give me much information. But if you follow the SMART framework, your specificity would be recruit 10 new team members in the next 3 months. So that's telling me how many team members you want and by when you want to do it. So then the next item would be measurable. track progress by counting the number of recruits each month. So for instance, let's say you started in May, you wanted to recruit 3 by June, July, by the end of July. So at the end of May, how many team members do I have? At the end of June, how many team members do I have? If I start July and I only have 1 new team member, but my goal was 9, then I need to reassess. Achievable. Attend weekly networking events and follow up with leads regularly. So you have to get out and do something in order to make the goal happen. Relevant. Building a larger team will increase sales and expand the business. And then lastly, time-bound. Achieve the goal within 3 months to maintain momentum. Got another example. Explore new destinations. So basically, you want to go on a trip. A specific goal would be, I want to visit 5 new countries within the next year. Okay, maybe that's a little ambitious, but maybe your income tax check, you balling like that. So maybe you can visit 5 new countries. But to keep that measurable, you keep track of the countries visited on a travel map or checklist. In order to make it achievable, you plan the trips and budget accordingly to make travel feasible. Next, traveling to new countries aligns with the desire for cultural exploration and personal growth. And then time-bound, complete the goal within 1 year to ensure consistent progress and exploration. So do y'all see the difference between just saying, oh, I want to take a trip or I want to explore some new places? No, by when? How many? You have to be specific and then measure it. Make sure it's achievable. Make sure it's relevant to you and then put a time on it.